Welcome back to Oracle of Seasons. Before we head off to the second dungeon and the events before it, there's a little bit of side quest action that I want to go for. I mentioned last time there's a trade quest kind of dealio. At the end you can get a special upgradey thingamajig. And the funny thing about it is that even if you don't actually do the quest, the final piece of the trade quest is information. So you can actually get the upgrade without actually doing the quest. But, for the sake of demonstration, I'll do it myself. Just show everything. So anyway, the next step, the first step was the cuckoo decks we got from the guy with the crazy hair. Next step is up here, in that house, with a whole bunch of cuckoos, chickens, hens, whatever you want to call them. I always call them cuckoos for some reason. So you give her the dictionary dex thingamajig. She'll give you an egg. That's a fair trade. And first off, I want to note the little chick follows you. And second off, let's fight these things. Like in most Zelda games, if you slash the chickens enough, they will rise up in arms and destroy you. Only game that breaks that is Twilight Princess, in which case you take control of the chicken. I don't know how it works, but it does, so yeah. So I'd like to regain those 2 hearts I lost. Like, the next segment isn't too health intensive, but it's still nice. There's our... Ah, damn it. This place, these patches of soil, is where you plant the seeds that I mentioned before. When we come back there, a while later, it'll have grown a plant. With some sort of prize that we'll probably never use. Here we are back in fall. You actually haven't seen summer or spring, have you? Whatever. Next piece of side quest thing doesn't really come into play until the linked game, which I will be doing. Is this little thing. You can name this person's child, and then throughout the game you can give them financial support and give recommendations and whatnot. I'm gonna call it... It's a boy, by the way, so... I know. Oh, you meanie. Doesn't have enough room, but whatever. So we'll be checking in on that kid for a couple more times. Now over here, you'll see those mushrooms are all colorful, and in all other seasons, they are not colorful. You can't do anything with them now, but once we finish the second dungeon, we can come back and lift them up with the item that we get in there. Now we can move on to progress-related things. Now that we have the Ember Seed thingamajigs, we can burn down these trees and get attacked by some sort of focus stinger person. He throws out a whole bunch of pseudo-metaphorical, spiritual stuff. He tells you, hey, go to the Temple of Seasons, even though it's underground now. In here is actually kind of related to the trade quest. We'll be doing it later. Down here doesn't come into play for another, 5 dungeons, so, once again. That is a really cool tune, I must say. Hello. Now, the funny thing about Subrosa, for the longest time, I pronounced it Subsubria, because I'm, dyslexic and all that. But it's Subrosa. So if I, at any point, say Subsubria by accident, that's why. Don't yell at me for it. Anyway, here's the stealth section. You have to go on the other side of the trees so she doesn't see you. There's another section like this later that's a lot more irritating. This one isn't too bad. There's only one actually difficult part of it, and it's more of a dick move, honestly. So, yep, we're hiding. See, this is why a video LP of Metal Gear Solid would not work. It'd just be like this. Here we only have one tree, but we can just rotate around it. I can see you screwing this up, like, maybe the first time you do it, but the second time, you'll pretty much know the pattern. Except for this. She comes back. Such a dick move. And in there, we find a portally thingy. And here we are in Subrosa. All these people are goths, apparently. They don't talk like it, but they're all wearing the dark robes and covering their faces, so... I suppose goth is a bad generalization, because they dance. Sure, why not? You have to do this to get an item, so go for it. And I'll say no, I'll just explain it. Basically, you put the control pad in the direction he points, and when he makes a pose, it's, press A. And this requires a decent amount of concentration, even for me. Because it is randomly generated, so you can't, like, memorize it. Yeah, and it speeds up a little bit at the end. Now we have the boomerang, hooray! If you continue to play, then you can get things like gaseous seeds, rings, and if you play for a really long time, you can get a secret flute. Which is for the replacements for Epona, the pets, later on. I don't want to do that because it's really tedious, but I will explain it once we meet our first actual pet. I think mine goes a little bit further. There's locked doors that we can't currently do stuff with. Here's a volcano that we should avoid. We'll be exploring this place a lot more later once we have more items and accessibility. So yeah, there's a lot of lava, and that's pretty badass. And this is the Temple of Seasons. So what you do, first go straight ahead, and you can get the awesome title item. Not really title item, but item to which the title relates. The Rod of Seasons. At this point, it's pretty much completely useless. Because you can't do anything with it until you get it with any powers. Now, once you have the power, you can change the seasons by swinging it atop a stump. But first, let's get a power. We can only get one right now. All the other ones are blocked off through various shenanigans that I won't demonstrate for the sake of time. You'll see them once I go back for them later. Hey, it's a fairy. And this is the gimmick of the game. At least the overworld part of the game. Neither of the game's gimmicks really come into play during dungeons. It's pretty much just on the overworld. But yeah. Oh, hello, Meiku Tree. Yeah, when you activate this, depending on which season you do, things will change on the overworld, which you have seen demonstrated to an extent in Horon Village. But since you actually haven't seen Summer or Spring, which we won't gain power of for a while anyway, you'll just have to wait and see, I guess. I suppose I'll just have to evacuate Subrosa, and then I will wrap up this segment. Bye, crazy guys. We will see you. Actually, not too far off. See ya.